Hi. Um, I'm not going to talk about antinatalism in a direct way. I'm going to talk about existential anxiety. So, a lot of people have anxiety, um, and I have anxiety too. And today is a bad anxiety day, and I have existential anxiety. And I think that is a big reason why people should not have kids. Because they are risking that their child might be a person who is going to have existential anxiety. And existential anxiety is pretty brutal because it's so deep and no one can do anything about it. What do I even mean with existential anxiety? With existential anxiety, I mean feeling helpless on an existential level. So I'm scared of death, I'm scared of life, I'm scared of dying, and I'm scared of living. I'm scared of time. Time is passing always, and we can't control that. We can't make it pause. And I feel really small, and war could potentially one day affect me too. And it's scary that war exists. It's scary that walls don't keep you safe. Politics are really scary. And I'm a very sensitive person. And when I hear about war and how more war on this planet could happen, that scares me a lot. And I'm scared of the future. And it's scary that even people who love you can't save you. I mean, my parents, for example, would never want me to experience war. But if it happened, they couldn't do anything about it. They could do nothing about it. And to be direct, I gotta say that Trump is pretty scary. Trump being president is very scary. And I mean, it's just the beginning. I mean, I don't live in the US, but I mean, yeah, it could affect my life too, and either way, even if it didn't affect my life, I'm just always whenever just the fact that suffering exists and that war exists wherever the hell it is happening, that's so scary. And it makes me scared of being alive. But there is no right to die. So, yeah. And then even if there was a right to die, I would still be scared of dying. And it's an irrational fear. It's totally irrational. But I'm still scared of it. I'm scared of infinity. I'm scared of that I would be dead forever. I mean, on the other hand, of course, that's good. I would be scared to someday wake up again or something like that. As I said, it's totally irrational, but it's just a lose lose situation. It's a double bind situation. And even though that's personal and that's just my experience with what it's like to be alive, and there are some people who aren't scared on an existential level like that, or they hardly ever are scared like that. I'm scared like that quite often. But yeah, and even though it is personal, I think it's a big argument for antinatalism. Just, yeah. Uh, because I don't think it was worth it that my parents had me. And even though there might be people who think, oh yeah, it was worth it that my parents had me, that was they were just lucky, you know? Because I'm not choosing to be sensitive like that, but I am. And my parents risked that. They had never even thought of that possibility that their child might become a person who is really, really scared of life itself and death. And I feel like I'm screwed over anyways, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I can't put it into better words. But yeah, it's ugh. It's just so scary that we have no control over almost anything. And you can lose everything you have. And you have a body that's fragile. I mean, so many bad things can happen. And I know that worrying about those things is just additional psychological pain. I understand that if I didn't worry about it, that would be better, even if it happened, because even if bad stuff happened, because it's like you're suffering twice, suffering the actual loss or accident or whatever, and then also when you were just worrying about it, you were suffering. Yeah, I understand. It's unnecessary. It doesn't do anything to just worry about those things, but I'm not choosing to worry about those things. My brain just does. I'm I'm in my early 20s and I am slowly noticing that I don't look how I looked like 6 years ago anymore. I look tiny bit different. And I have like I mean I don't have big wrinkles or something like that. But I noticed just some tiny differences, little details that other people don't might not see, but I see them. And the fact that there's no going back and that time will move on, and I am I'm helplessly subjected to time moving on and things happening and things changing. And I can't hold on to anything. Everything will always change. And it's not that I want everything to stay the same, it's about control. It's about that I am subjected to everything. And yeah, I struggle putting it into words, but it's like thoughts like technically I could lose a limb and it could never grow back ever. It would just be gone. And even if they tried to replicate it in some way, they couldn't. It would be just gone, you know? And everything is fragile like that. And me just being unable to communicate those things is yet another thing that I am helplessly subjected to. I am dependent on that my brain just does its thing and that it communicates well enough to make my points so I'm understood. And that's important, especially when I might need help from others or, when I need to be understood so that, in order to ease some kind of threat. And another existential thing is no matter where I would go, I would always be on the same planet with the same people, with the same life, with the same politics, the same rules, the same lack of control, the same lack of power. And I don't want power to for my ego or to exploit others. I want power in order to avoid having things imposed that I don't want to have imposed upon me or others. I want power so that someone else doesn't abuse the power. But then, of course, I know that, okay, if I had power, someone else would want to take it. That's how it works. People just take power. And someone else would threaten my position. I mean, not that I would ever, I will never get a position of power. Like, just in theory, you know. Um, but yeah, no matter where I would go, it would still be the same place, the same world. And, but at the same time, sometimes I don't want to be where I am and I want to be somewhere else. I might want to, I don't know, be in some forest far, far away from everyone. But you're then dependent on a car, you're dependent on electricity. Your body just holds you back and you're not mobile. Even though there are airplanes and cars and all that, you're not that mobile. You still need money and you still need to work. You still depend on your body. You still have to do your daily chores. And also, I feel, it makes me feel stuck. And I feel so stuck because I am, because I have a body, because other people made the rules and I have to obey. And if I don't obey some rules, there will be consequences, and those consequences will be suffering. Uh, and then at the same time, I know that thinking about those things is just pointless, and I should try to detach. But and I always end up back thinking about those things. It's just things I naturally think about because I'm just aware of things. I'm too aware of things, and let's say, yeah, or you know, the average person would probably listen. If the average person listened to this, they would probably think, "Damn, she needs therapy" or something like that. But what's a therapist gonna do? What is therapy gonna do, really? Because it's just a truth that, yeah, if I lost a limb in an accident, it's just true that that limb would be gone forever, forever, ever, ever, ever. It's just true. And it's just true that accidents can happen. Even if I tried to never leave the house, yeah, then maybe that it would just happen indoor. you know it's just true that you are subjected to the world. Safety, stability, those are an illusion. And yeah, I know a lot of people are traumatized. Most people are traumatized, if not everyone is traumatized. All living beings are traumatized, more or less. And yeah, sure, I have my own trauma, and that's probably from trauma that I feel like there's no safety whatsoever anywhere. Um, but come on, it's just the truth. I mean, it's just true, because if there really was safety, if there was sufficient safety, I would have never been traumatized. That's so it's just just how I see the world as a threat is just a fact because, well, it is a threat because, yeah. I mean, even if nothing ever happened to me again, that wouldn't matter because things have already happened and I can't get rid of that things happened. They're just part of my brain now, and you can't get rid of those things of of the impression it made and how it affected my brain, you know. It's like with scar tissue. You can't, I mean, you do all kinds of laser treatments or whatever, but the skin will never be the same. It will never be how it was. It's over. And it's like that too. And yeah, I just, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me tell you, when I opened up, yeah, and yeah. So someone once told me that the world isn't as much as a threat as I perceive it to be, and it's just my projection. And I thought, what big bullshit, because, yeah, again, if it was safe, then things would have never happened. But they did, and they did because it's just true that the world is not safe, you know? If someone treats you nice, until they don't, until they punch you or whatever, then they are no longer safe. That person, and even if they, yeah, even if they then after that wouldn't punch you again, that person isn't safe anymore because it happened once. So you can never know if it's going to happen again. Plus, that person was never safe in the first place because it did happen, it and if that person was safe, then it wouldn't have ever happened. And that's just like one metaphor, you know. It can be all kinds of things. This is, you can apply that to everything else, you know. But yeah, I know thinking about those things isn't useful, but that makes me, you know, like when I'm online and I watch videos on social media, on YouTube or so, and I hear people like every now and then you just naturally stumble into people talking about mental health, or they're struggling, or they're having some kind of hard time in their life. And yeah, it, it's good that people open up. And at the same time, it's just so strange to me how there's still not a right to die as a basic human right, because it seems like everyone is struggling so freaking much. And it's just weird. It's weird to me how it's not just some common sense, and we don't all just agree that, oh yeah, it might not be worth it to a lot of people. And maybe we should have some alternatives other than trying to cope in every freaking damn possible way, you know? I see people coping in so many different ways, and it almost gets ridiculous to see so much of it. That makes me think like, damn, like what the fuck? How are people still having kids? If everyone, like, there's this big dissonance in this world where people have sad faces and they do hate their work, and at the same time, oh, how dare you speak negatively of life, you know? It's this big dissonance. How can you still be optimistic about things if it's like right in front of your face? That, come on, just turn on the news. And it's not like they're just more making you scared of things to control you or something. No, those things are real, you know. And even if they don't affect you directly, just the fact that those things exist is just damn depressing. But I have to come back to that point of there's this big dissonance where I see people, average normal people, complaining about things and struggling and trying to cope, and yet at the same time they are pro-life. It's so weird. I don't get it. But yeah, it's just so tiring. I'm so tired of things. uh, and all this manipulation all around you, advertisement and this and that, and or yeah, just generally, I so often think like, what the fuck are you actually doing with your life? How aren't more people having existential crisis? Why? Yeah. Okay, maybe they are, but then again, why isn't the right to die a basic human right yet? I mean, yeah, okay, I understand why it's not, but that that doesn't mean that it makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense that a right to die isn't a basic human right. Yeah, oh. Life is just such a mess. As Danny Shine, I don't remember his full name, but that one antinatalist guy who had kids himself and who does activism in London, and he said that why would you have a kid? You have your own shit to take care of. And that's just so true. People, they have their own shit to take care of. Everything's already chaotic enough. Why the fuck would you want to have a kid? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And what the fuck? What are we accomplishing here? What the fuck? And it annoys me to every damn day wake up to the same goddamn world. And I could do all sorts of antinatalism videos. I could make best quality antinatalism videos. I would probably never have the power to change everything. And then at the like some people might say, "Oh my god, you're some megalomaniac. What the fuck?" But I just want things to be alright, you know? I just want everything to be alright. Is that too much to ask for? I don't know. Yeah, I just have different standards. My standards are no suffering should exist. Zero. And at least have life be neutral, you know? This world has more potential. There is so much unnecessary suffering. And we don't accomplish that, and I don't accomplish that. I as an individual at the end of the day, what can you do? What can you freaking do except have some existential crisis and make a rant video about it, put it online, and then repeat the same thing in a week again? Like, oh my god. And just theoretically, it's so weird how people have to explain why they ended their own life, you know? I know a few people, or not a few people, but yeah, like uh right now I remember at least one person I know who ended their own life, and they didn't leave any note. And from my perspective, they don't need to leave a fucking note. I get it. I get it. What, this world is garbage. Look at it. Why does that need any fucking explanation? It needs no freaking explanation if you just look at it properly. If you just connect the dots, if you just get rid of your stupid dissonance, of your cognitive dissonance. Look at the fucking world. It's scary as hell. And then also, yeah, I feel like I'm subjected to my own brain in so many ways. Like I have so many thoughts, so many complex thoughts, but it's so hard to put them into words. It's so ugh. And then what am I trying to accomplish here right now? What? What is this all for? It's for nothing. And all of that, it's just so alienating how you're not allowed to talk about those things in daily life or with most people. You have to hide it. And it's alienating that most most people will probably, yeah, think I'm crazy or something like that. But I'm not crazy. I mean, the thing is, real crazy people think that they are the normal ones. And naturally, that means that everyone who thinks differently or sees things differently is crazy in their eyes. And yeah, they might think I'm crazy, but I'm actually the complete opposite of crazy. I'm too fucking sane. Antinatalists are too sane. They are sane. I mean, really, like, yeah. Also, by the way, sorry for hopping two different topics so quickly. I just have very hyperconnected thinking, and it might sound like it's all chaotic, and yeah, like technically I am communicating in a chaotic way, but yeah, I don't know, it's just I'm thinking in a very connected way. And that and and I now had to think of how um in my family I'm the only atheist, and both my parents believe in a god, therefore. And once, yeah, and every now and then my father and I would talk about life and existence and God, or the universe, or yeah. And so he believes in a god and I'm an atheist slash anti-theist. And I remember I once asked him, what if I was right? I've tried to tell him about apholism too, and related things. Apholism to me isn't only about ethics, it's also a perspective of life. It's it's not just, yeah, it's not just ethics, but also, yeah, it's more than that. It's it's how you categorize life itself. It's about the meaning of life. And even if the red button can never happen, sometimes is important to me that other people understand that, so I don't feel that lonely on a philosophical level. Um, or I don't know. Yeah, anyways, and I asked him, yeah, what if I was right and there is no God? And and that makes me think, what like what does the average person expect? Why doesn't that I mean, if the av uh, Sorry, I'm trying to put into words what I'm thinking right now. So I consider myself a quite rational person, very rational. And I don't understand why not everyone is trying to think as rationally as possible. Why wouldn't you want to do that? And then I'm thinking, okay, what do most people actually believe that they are thinking rationally? Because most people don't. Most people do not think rationally in most cases. And I'm wondering, what do they expect from very rational people? What do they expect how rational people view things? Why should a rational person think it makes any sense to have kids and to create life? But yeah, anyways, I guess you can't generalize things, and those questions are stupid anyways. I just really don't understand how a lot of people think, or rather how they don't think. For example, like some people some people care about brand clothing. And when I was a kid, I thought of brand clothing as stupid. And I could immediately see that that doesn't make any sense. It's just a name. There's no actual real value. It's just made up. You know, it's not actually more valuable because it says something specific, or it has some logo. But there are still adults who believe there is some value in branded clothing. And it just, I don't get it. How can you be so stupid? How I don't understand. Or more like, I can't relate. I don't know. And that's just such a simple thing. I mean, I understand if they irrationally still buy it, but they know there's no actual real value, at least on a cognitive level. Because sure, it's human yeah, it's natural to also have an emotional level of perspective on things. But it seems to me like so many people are they don't even on an they don't have that intellectual understanding of things. Anyways, so stupid. Why am I even No, yeah, the question why is stupid too, because yeah, because I'm a living being, and of course it makes me emotional if my brain is just making me aware of everything, of all sorts of risks and how subjected we are. And yeah, I just feel subjected to the stupidity of humanity. Ah, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just venting, I guess. I guess I'm just trying to cope. I'm just trying to cope with this awareness. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea to upload this because I almost sound like I almost sound. Mm, I'm almost ashamed of what I'm saying or how I'm saying it or both. Yeah, I'm partially ashamed. But then at the same time, I'm thinking, why should I be ashamed of this? Why? Because most things I said are probably true. And even if I was talking in a chaotic way, that's not my fault. It's just my brain couldn't do a better job. It's just how it is. I don't know. I'm unsure if I should upload this or not. Yet I think uploading it might, yeah, maybe I should upload it because maybe someone can relate. Maybe someone just needs to listen to this because they feel alone with maybe the same thing. And then besides, I mean, there's so much bullshit online and everywhere. Even if I spoke in a chaotic way, at least it's not some big bullshit. It was the opposite of bullshit. Anyways, yeah, and then there's over explaining and overthinking. And even that I am subjected to. My brain just does it. But then, yeah, I mean, I could try to do better. I mean, at the end, in the end, it's not in my control, but then I'm still confronted with, again, that no matter how high quality the things, the videos, even if my videos had high quality and I did something good, I feel like it almost doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, it would matter if I could, if something I made was the reason why someone didn't have a kid, but how likely is that? And then it takes so much effort. And I don't know. I don't really have the energy resources to do that. I feel like I'm in a deficit of energy. Okay, I guess I am intellectually aware that I should put effort into my videos, but emotionally I can't right now. And yeah, I might be oversharing. I don't know. I don't know if I am oversharing or not. But partially, right now, I don't care and I can still delete the video. But yeah, sometimes I feel like talking and saying things I'd like to hear from someone else. Right now, I need some kind of cope. I would like to listen to something that provides me mental comfort, something to relate to or so. And yeah, there are other antinatalists who make vents slash rants, and their videos are great. What they're saying is amazing. But I feel like I need to hear exactly this. I need to say exactly this. I need someone, I need, I had to say, I'm scared of life and I'm scared of death and I'm scared that we are subjected to everything and we're so powerless and we're so small and if we lost a limb it would just be gone and it could never come back and we're subjected to time and this and that. I had to say exactly this and hear hear it from myself and but yeah. Okay, anyways, this is a mess. If you can hear this right now, I decided to upload it for whatever mysterious, weird reason. Or more like my brain decided it. And we are all, whoever is, ever gets in contact with this video, or yeah, whoever listens to this is subjected to this. Determinism has led you here. Yeah. I saw someone saying I heard someone say that we should just exist and not care about purpose or meaning, the purpose and meaning of life. We should just chill and just exist. I mean, from an evilistic point of view, that yeah, I mean, there are parasites, and if you have parasites under your skin, it's pretty hard to just exist because they're probably very distracting if you had parasites. Um, or if some predator was hunting you, or you were really hungry and dehydrated, you can't just exist. Um, but I mean that yeah, to just exist, if I intellectually now briefly distance myself from aphorism, yeah, to just exist and not care so much about the meaning or purpose would make sense, or it would, yeah, it would make some kind of sense, but only if life was neutral. But life is not neutral. So we're all trying to cope. And so I don't understand what the fuck we're doing here. Yeah, basically I just feel pro-mortalism. I feel pro-mortalism. I'm thinking pro-mortalistic thoughts. How don't more people think been there, done that? Why why do people get old? I mean, yeah, okay, I understand my why questions are stupid, but I don't mean it seriously. Like, yeah, often I know the answer. It's like, yeah, survival, instinct of survival and evolution. That's why a lot of people just, yeah, they never end their own life. They just, yeah, they die from old age and accidents and whatnot. But yeah, I mean that in a rhetorical way. Yeah, so why do they get old and live that long? Why don't they much earlier feel the been there, done that, and how everything just repeats and how everything's just Sisyphusian and how they put just so much effort into things and they get just such little rewards and how everything's just the same, it repeats and or not, yeah. I mean, yeah, there is change, and then at the same time, so many things just stay the same and they never change. I mean, how aren't people tired of things, Like, on a regular basis, as a modern human, I watch movies or a TV show or so. And I mean, I'm in my early 20s, but I feel like I'm over everything. I've seen it. I've watched enough movies and there's almost never anything new. It all just repeats at some point. Like the material is it's still all made out of the same thing. It's just arranged in a slightly different order. But technically it's the same material. And I'm in my early 20s and but I feel so like I feel like I've seen almost everything and I've heard almost everything and I mean, yeah, I could do crazy shit technically, go travel and go to bars and go to clubs and do this and do that and meet new people. But okay, but what is like in other countries they would still eat, there would still be trees, there would still be people there. And I can witness other culture from online or and then I mean, sure, there are some aspects that you can't experience online, but are those things really that special? No, it's all about trying to make yourself comfortable and yeah, trying to escape discomfort. Like it's nothing new. There's nothing new about it. And then it's just so weird how other people have the audacity to tell me that, oh no, you haven't seen it all. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen it all, but neither have you. Neither has anyone who has ever died. But I don't need, that's not a necessity to be like, oh yeah, to put a big check mark under life, being like, to be like, yeah, okay, I get it now. Thanks, I've had enough. Like, I've had enough of this shitty tasting cake. I don't need to eat the whole cake to already know how the cake tastes like. uh, Not to praise myself, but that was a good way to put it. People think you have to eat the whole thing to know what it tastes like, but you don't. You just have to eat a piece of it and you know what it tastes like, and that's it. And yeah, so with that I mean, like, yeah, sure, I'm young, but I know what life tastes like. And I don't need like you know, like, I don't need more years or more experience to know what life tastes like. I know what the prospects are pretty much. Like, yeah, working and more stupid politics and chores and cooking and then having your dishes dirty again and then being that in that circle and of daily chores and yeah, I don't know, I'm tired of it. Even if I watch a new movie, what's the same is that I'm watching a movie, and that is what repeats. Some people will just never understand, and I'm at a place where I understand. They will never understand, and I have to give less shit. I have to stop caring. And like, yeah, to some extent, I don't give a shit. Like, fuck you all who don't understand. I don't know. Does it even matter that that they understand it, whether they understand it or not? No, because they don't have the power to change anything about my life, pretty much. Or I don't know. Whatever. And then at the same time, I have my brain is still partially a monkey brain, and I still care about what other people think, and I care about that they. I want them to understand because otherwise I feel lonely. um, but like, yeah, like even that is an imposition to just constantly be like, to constantly know you shouldn't care and you should care even less and detach, but doing that is a chore. It's a constant chore to, oh, don't care, intellectually, oh yeah, I know it doesn't matter what they think. I mean, it's not only like what other people think, that applies to other things as well. Like other things you're powerless. Like other areas where you're helpless or whatever. But trying to distance yourself is still, it's like self-monitoring, and like it's still, you still have awareness, and I don't even want to think about it at all, you know? I just want to be done with it. But yeah, even that is an imposition. I never asked to to even to yeah to have to actively try to distance myself from things and to detach and ooh, don't care. It's still a chore. It still takes effort. And there's no compensation. And yeah. Yeah, it's just so weird how people have kids, how my parents had me, and I have some existential crisis, and there's just no fucking compensation for it. And I'm not saying that I'm more important than other people. No, everyone deserves some compensation for their existential crisis, but there never will be. All we can do is fucking rant and try to cope. Oh god, it's so laughable. It's metaphorically, I feel like the universe is like painting a clown face onto my face. It's like the universe is putting me into a clown costume and I can do nothing about it. It's just, ooh, boop, red nose, haha, goofy. You now have been imposed life and you gotta deal with it. And all the goofs about it and all the shit. And, and I don't care. Like, so often I feel like I wish there was one person where you could go to and sign in a complaint. Like I want to go somewhere and sign in a complaint about life itself. Like, hello, something is pretty off here. Here, you got my bad review. I want to give a bad review, you know? I want to go to one person and I wish there was like one person who was responsible and uh, and yes, just one person who I could hold accountable. But there isn't this one person. It's all a big pile of it's a collective, and there isn't one person who is responsible for life. Like, not that I think it would be great if there was a God, but I don't want a God, but like just intellectually for a second, if there was a God, at least I could like once I face that God, say, what the fuck were you thinking? That was a fucking bad idea. You're so stupid. You should hold yourself fucking accountable. You're behaving like a child. You're behaving worse than a child. Uh, it doesn't make any fucking sense. And if you're omnipotent and omnipresent, then you already know what the fuck I'm thinking. And then how the fuck are you still letting everything happen? I don't get it. You're a sadistic piece of shit. You don't make any fucking sense. You should suffer everything, like all the torture you created and that you let happen. You should be the one fucking suffering like that. Because you should be held accountable. But no, there's no God. There's no one to complain to. Like, yeah, like maybe that's also part of why people believe in a God, because then they think, oh, at least there's one person responsible for all of this. Because, yeah, like from my perspective as an atheist, sometimes, yeah, it's freaking hard to cope with understanding that there is not one single being that is fully responsible for everything. We're all subjects. Like, even all the predators of this planet, of whatever kind of species, I'm including humans now, um, they're all like, even they're not responsible for being the assholes they are. Like, deep down, it's all determinism. It's all just physics and chemistry, and it's just the universe. Like, yeah, it's all just domino, and there's not one single person that you can hold accountable for all of those things. I just so often wish that if there I wish that the human collective was better and more intelligent. I wish what I'm saying here right now was, I wish that was common knowledge, common sense, because to me it is. And it feels like I'm hitting a hard wall that other people think, oh yeah, of course you think that what you think is common sense, girl. Everyone thinks that what they're thinking is common sense. Yeah, I understand everything. Everyone thinks they're the most intelligent and understanding person and they got everything figured out. Or, yeah, not everyone thinks that, but most people think that of their own opinion. Okay, yeah, I know. Whatever. I don't know how to communicate. I don't know how to communicate to you that, yeah, what I think about life is like, I don't know what else to say. I'm at the limit of how I can communicate things, you know? Ah, god damn it. It's so pointless that I'm talking about that. I mean, it's all fully pointless. Yeah, again, okay, cool. If someone can relate to, then that's nice. But it doesn't change anything about the universe. And then once again, right now, I'm confronted with, hey, girl, slow the fuck down, detach yourself, care less, give less of a shit, okay? Because if you care about things and if you're aware, that doesn't help the animals that are tortured right now. My brain is just adding to the list of suffering on this planet that's happening right now. Great, it would be better if I would detach, because if I'm not actively doing something against suffering, then I should try to prevent my own brain suffering. But then again, it's something I have to actively do. Why doesn't my brain just do it by itself? Why can't I just understand that and, tick it off the list and be done with it? But no, it's a daily chore. It's a daily chore to make sure, oh, don't become too aware. Don't let things get too close to you. It's a daily fucking chore. And yeah, it's just you're just screwed. You're just screwed. My parents don't care. Like they care only so much. And then there's only so much they could do. I mean, it's already done. I'm already here. And even if my parents wanted to help me to get out of here, it's illegal. It's fucking illegal. Come on. What the fuck? uh, yeah, really. I just mentally get to a point where, again, I have this visualization of just a Joker face, just a clown. Yeah, just fucking clown situation, fucking circus. Uh, all right, I think I am going to upload this because I think that there were some uh, interesting points or whatever, some stuff to relate to for other people. And then, yeah, if there aren't, then oh, okay, joke's on me once again. And then, yeah, whatever, who cares? Who cares? Go watch cat videos. I don't know. Go ahead, think I'm crazy. I mean, it doesn't change anything. And yeah, okay. Who am I speaking to here right now? I'm speaking to anti-nihilists who probably understand. Probably. Alright, I shouldn't over explain. Okay, before this gets even more chaotic, I should put a hard end to it and just stop talking. So, yeah. Now I captured the audible part of some minor existential crisis. I hope it helps and I hope it was educational. All right. Thank you so much for listening. And also, sorry for listening. And hear you next time.